they happen to come out of their game pretty healthy. But I still think they're feeling that injury to Cooper Kupp from earlier in the year. Cooper Kupp was there when they played the Saints and lost 45-35, put up all those points. The Rams have definitely been a different team since him. Now, the Rams played a brilliant game against the Cowboys. They did everything they had to do to hold on to that nice halftime lead. They won by 8 points. Spread was 7. They won by 8. Their running game is what really showed up with C.J. Anderson coming out of nowhere. Like I said before, surprise, surprise. If I was McVay, I'd use C.J. Anderson as a decoy now. Maybe some play action with him. But, that'd be almost, that would be the Saints overthinking everything too, if that's going to work. But, I did run some numbers here. And if I go to the home and road splits, I actually came up with a pick'em. That's right, a pick'em, So that was, kind of interesting to see. The Rams are this great team on the road, but you have to look a little bit deeper, and that's what we did. That's what I did. So the Rams on the road, their defense allows 338 yards per game, and they allow 371 at home, right? Their yards per point is way better, too. Efficiency. They are at 17 compared to 13.5 at home. So it only takes 13.5 yards for a team to score a point in LA, but it takes them 17 yards to score a point anywhere else, it seems. So their defense is just better on the road. Why is that? Well, you have to look into every game. You have to look into who they played at home and who they played on the road. And then there's a huge discrepancy here. Huge. Okay. LA's toughest road games were the Saints, that game that we just talked about, and the Seahawks. The rest of them were some pretty average to bad offenses. Probably the best one was the Bears, but the Bears offense ain't that great. They're average-ish. But they played teams like the Lions, the Broncos, the Raiders, on the road. And let's not forget the other two teams in their division, the Cardinals, the 49ers. This was a very easy road schedule for the Rams. At home, the Rams had to play the Chiefs, the Eagles, the Chargers, the Vikings, and the Packers. So it's kind of hard to go by these split numbers, when you have such an easy road schedule. Now for the Saints side, they seem to catch the hard teams at home. And they're in a much harder division. They had the Eagles at home, the Rams, the Steelers. Pretty big discrepancy with them as well. I use complete averages because of this in the algorithm, right? And it came up with the Saints winning by 3.5 points. That's what it came up to, and it's that's what your spread is, right? So at first you're like. Well, that's right at the number. There's a couple of things missing though into the handicap. There's raw numbers out there that you can go by, and then there's part of the handicap that you're going to put in. And let me explain. When the Rams rushing game is humming, they're extremely dangerous. They can beat anybody, right? Well, I'm going to say that's wrong. I'm going to give you some reason why it's wrong. The Saints' rushing defense is only second to the Bears, allowing 78 yards per game. And they are even a bit better than that at home. Okay? 70 yards per game. And remember what the Bears did to the Rams. This could play a huge factor in this game. Now, the question is their injury, right? But you have to think that the linebackers and the rest of the team is going to step up. Now, if the Saints can grab the lead with that high-powered offense, the weapons, Michael Thomas, Ted Ginn, Mark Ingram, Melvin Kamara, then the Rams are going to have to play catch-up. And they could become a little bit more one-dimensional and have to throw the ball a lot more. Secondly, the Saints' special teams, they're actually better at home than the Rams. Their special teams DVOA is certainly higher, and field position can be key in such a big football game like this. They have great punting. You got to give the special teams nod to the Saints here, especially when you look at the numbers. Third, it's kind of hard to factor in what the Saints' real numbers are due to the fact in most cases they had control of every game, ran the clock out the end. You'd have to pick which garbage time you want to take out if you want to, crunch real numbers. Some people go by first halves, but the Saints are a little bit better than what the numbers tell you. And fourth, the Saints' strength of schedule has been harder than the Rams and harder than the rest of all the playoff teams, ranking 13th on Sagarin to the Rams 23rd. I think you see that just within their division. Fifth and finally, as I stated before, this is Drew Brees' chance to be like Peyton Manning, Big Ben, Tom Brady, cementing his legacy with over one Super Bowl win. So with these extra factors, looking at the 3.5, I have the Saints by about 6. You're going to look at that home field advantage, that big who-dat home field advantage they're going to have, and I think that's going to play a factor into this game. I have the Saints winning 30-24. The play is the Saints minus 3.5. I'm taking a position on that, and I definitely lean under 57 points here. Let's move into the next game. New England versus Kansas City. Kansas City laying 3 points. Over-under is 54.5. So under started going down. People started looking at the weather. We have a very exciting game here. For coaching, we have playoff success versus playoff failure. For quarterback, we have the greatest of all time versus the amazing student and upcomer in the game. It looks like it's going to be very exciting, extremely exciting. So, very, very pumped for both of these games, really. Let's start with the Patriots here. What can we say? Best franchise in history, probably. Tom Brady looked like he was 25 years old against the Chargers. Oh, let me repeat that last part. Versus the Chargers. Okay. Here's my point. Coaching blew that game. LA did the exact opposite of what we thought they should do. I've listened to other shows and other podcasts, analysts, and they think the same thing. The zone defense completely blew it, gave up 35 points in the first half, lost the game. I don't know if that was more of Gus Bradley's stupidity or Anthony Lynn's incompetence, but either way, that's what happened. Didn't do Phillip Rivers any favors. He has some good little gestures that game, too. He's a pretty funny dude. Because of all this, people are scared shitless to bet the Chiefs. All right, after watching that game, people are scared shitless of the Patriots. And that's actually understandable for many reasons. Looking at Andy Reid's playoff record compared to Belichick, I mean, you got really night and day right there, don't you? Now, the Patriots have been extremely bad on the road, okay? Their home road splits are insanely different. They average 34 points per game at home, 22 on the road. They only allow 18 points per game at home, 24 on the road. I mean, they only scored 10 points against the Titans, at the Lions, and at the Steelers. 10 points each of those games. So the Pats The Pats also have a 150 net yards per game difference between at home and on the road. That's the biggest difference in the NFL for net yards. The big question is, does it matter? Because it's the playoffs, right? Does it matter? Well, to somebody that favors numbers, hell yes, it should matter. It's not like the Patriots are trying to win these road games. Okay, they're trying still. Now, we can keep talking about how great the Chiefs are on offense like usual and hate on their defense, but what's the point? We know who they are. What I like about the Chiefs' D lately is that they've only allowed 18 points and 340 yards per game over the last 3 games. The big thing for me is, will they play man, press, stack the box, stop the run, and blitz Tom Brady to bring them pressure? Will they do that? Okay, it's a great question because it's going to be cold. And being cold is highly suitable for the run game. The Patriots have been great running the ball over the past few games. They were top. Now they rank 5th for the whole year in rushing. They also are top 10 in stopping the run here, right? Now, I do trust Bob Sutton to stack the box, play man press, and chase Tom Brady, make him get rid of the ball. And I trust him to do that more than the Chargers because they play a lot of man, and Kansas City, they do. So that's what I'm thinking. Now, what I don't trust is, for the Chiefs, is the Patriots running game being so awesome, being able to make a difference in cold games like this. They play in the cold in Foxborough. I wonder how Belichick is going to stop Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce, though. You know, there's supposed to be no wind. You know, that field's heated too. They have the pipes under the field. The field can get up to like 60 degrees. I think they turned it on too late that last game. It was like the field looked a lot colder and warmer in the second half. But I don't know what the hell happened there. But you know, you really can't take both Tyreek Hill and Kelce away. You can only pick one. And if you do take both away, then you're going to have guys like Sammy Watkins wide open. You know, guys like Conley wide open. You know, you should be able to throw the ball to Damian Williams, right? You know, so counting home road splits, I have the Chiefs winning by 6 with a total of about 44 points. But counting straight average numbers, I have the Chiefs winning by about 3, where the spread is, with a total of 47 points, right? What do you take with the Patriots, the averages or the home road splits? Being that it's a playoff game, a lot of people would say just to take the averages because, you know, the Patriots are the Patriots and the Patriots play playoff football. And to be honest with you, it has been a very losing thing to bet against Belichick in the playoffs over the past 15, 20 years. So my best bets for this game, personally, would be to take the Chiefs on the money line at minus 150 or take the under. Now, I lean the Chiefs minus 3 if you want to make a play. I'm more confident in the Steelers the Saints minus 3.5 because of the Drew Brees reasons that I discussed before. I think it's their time. But with the Chiefs, I guess I got a little scared as well from what I saw from the Patriots. And even if the Chiefs play man press defense, it doesn't mean that they can stop them. So I'm thinking picking the winners in this game. I picked the Saints and the Chiefs to be the winners, and I am taking the under 54.5 in this game. So there you have it. If I missed anything, please feel free to tweet us at the Odds Breakers. The next episode this week will focus on college basketball and some of the sharper line movements for this game. Everyone have a great week and go get some winners.